Oh my god, how can your plant look like this? So guys, I'm definitely plant mom Vitali, but I am not God myself. So my plants also do look like this. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how to rectify if your plant looks like this. And this is one of the varieties of the Boston fern. And I'm going to be showing you in detail why this fern became this way, and also I'm going to explain you the basics about ferns, my favorite plants on earth. So ferns were found in the fossil records around 360 million years ago. So they are one of the first plants those were found on this planet Earth. Hence, I absolutely love them, and they have the ability of creeping up in any of the places, like a wet wall or the side of a gutter or anywhere. And while I travel to many parts in India, I see that ferns are growing just beneath the rocks and the bony structures of many mountains, and I absolutely love looking at them while sitting as a pillion on the bike. So this is a Boston fern, and what actually happened to this fern was that this was not placed properly in an area which was favorable to the light of the plant. Like, this was placed in a wrong light situation. Hence, bringing us to the first and the most important topic of the lighting of the fern. So, if you see fern in their natural habitat, they are generally found at the base structure of the mountains. So this is a big mountain and the ferns are always here. So the trees, the overarching trees, are always surrounding the ferns. Hence, ferns need a really low light or a dappled light, but it does not tolerate dark conditions. Like, suppose for example, I place this here or beneath any kind of a thing, they will wither away and die. They like low light or filtered light. This fern was neglected by me, of course, and kept in an area which receives a little bit of bright light. Hence, this thing happened to the fern. But ferns never die on you, because they specifically reproduce by the medium of spores. So if I am not able to see any spores here at the moment, but if you closely observe a fern and look at beneath the fern, there are these black structures and they fly off, usually because of bird movements and stuff like that, and that's how a fern reproduces. I am talking about the soil here. Instead of talking, let me show you what are the ideal soil conditions for the fern. Now I am gently pulling up the fern, and you will see that fern does not need a lot of, it's just growing on the top of the soil like this, and it was just like a nest, like a bird's nest being placed on top, and the bird has flown away. So yes, so let me tell you about the soil. Now, examining this soil is really like a very clayey soil, and when you touch the soil, it really sticks on to your hands. Now, if you study these ferns in their natural habitats, like I told you, they are growing on these bony structures or these rocky structures. Hence, they don't require much of a deep soil or a clayey soil or any kind of soil for that matter. But now we are houseplant enthusiasts and we are growing them at home. So what do? We definitely add soil to it, and we add a bit of rocks, and we give it a bit of a bounce by also adding cocoa peat. Now I have prepared this soil mixture, and this has, now you can see how light it is, and it is not sticking onto my hands. See. Now this soil mixture contains cocoa peat, it contains the normal clay soil, that is this chicked soil. Let me add and show you. It has a little bit of vermiculite and compost in it. And this is the ideal kind of soil, which very light and very soft soil, which any fern would need. So let's get ahead and plant the fern. Now I am taking this fern ball, I am not cutting it anywhere or doing anything to it. I am just putting it right in the middle. Okay. Now I'll add this freshly prepared soil just on the side. I will have to ideally add the entire soil mix to this fern because cocoa peat is generally very light. You know, when you add it and later when you water it, it might be very less for the plant. Okay, perfect, done. Yes, see, when I press it down, it's going down. Yeah, perfect. Now, let us just trim the dead leaves and I think our repot of the fern is done. Gently cut out all the dry parts so that at least you get that satisfaction that you've repotted a plant and earlier it was looking so bad and it's now become better. Also adding cocoa peat to ferns is essential because ferns are the only plants which love to get watered every day. They love sitting in water. Hence you will see that especially when you're traveling anywhere in the ghats anywhere in India, these ferns are in abundance during the rains, but later they are not to be found. Why? Because they wither away. Now, I think ferns are the only plants which can't be propagated by you. Like they generally get propagated on their own in the nature via bird activity, bird movements and stuff like that. I have not like propagated a fern as such, but what I have done is I have taken the fern roots and divided it into 3 parts and then that fern did grow because directly I have divided the roots and put it up. So I think that is the way that you propagate a fern. So I have spoken about the light for the fern, in which in my case was wrong, and hence the plant died. Have spoken about the soil and showed you what kind of a soil mixture is needed. Now I've also spoken about propagation and fertilization. I think compost is more than enough for this. So now you guys are experts on all types of ferns. So this is how my Boston fern is looking at the moment. Though it has a little bit of crisps on the top, I am not just cutting it out completely because then the plant pot would look completely barren. So how did you like this video of repotting the fern along with me? And I also explained you the light, soil, water, propagation requirements for the ferns. Is the care for the Boston fern and all the other ferns the same? Yes. When you talk about one family of plants, the care for other plants in the same family also is almost the same. So, do let us know how you like the video in the comment section below. Feel free to ask me any kind of questions about any kind of ferns and I'll be happy to answer them. Like our video, share it with your other plant enthusiasts who love to know a lot about plants, and do subscribe to our channel because that is what keeps our channel glowing, growing and propagating. Till then, happy gardening to you. It's a bye from me.